call to set in.
Well, basically, we were quail hunting late in the day.
It's South Texas, wide open spaces, a lot of brush cover, but fairly shallow. It's some of the best quail hunting any place in the country.
There were two of us who had gotten out of the vehicle and walked up on a covey of quail that had been pointed by the dogs. The covey was flushed, we shot, and each of us got a bird.
Harry couldn't find his. It had gone down in some deep cover, so he went off to look for it. The other hunter and I then turned and walked about 100 yards in the other direction away from him, where another covey had been spotted by an outrider.
I was on the far right, of course. There was an entourage behind us, all the cars and so forth that follow me around when I'm out there. But the bird flushed and went to my right off to the west. I turned and shot at the bird, and at that second saw Harry standing there. I didn't know he was there.
Well, I saw him fall, basically. He was dressed in orange. He was dressed properly, but he was also... There was a little bit of gully down there, so he was down a little ways below land level. All I could see was the upper part of his body, but I couldn't see it at the time I shot, until after I fired. And then the sun was directly behind him there, and affected the vision too, I'm sure. We went over to him, obviously, right away. I'm guessing about 30 yards, which was a good thing. If he'd been closer, obviously, the damage from the shot would have been greater. He was struck in the right side of his face, his neck and his upper torso, on the right side of his body.
I had no idea. You know, you're focused on the bird, but as soon as I fired and saw Harry there, everything else went out of my mind.
He was... Well, I said, Harry, I had no idea you were there.
Harry, I had no idea you were there.